Hello everybody, my name is John Robinson. I am the Chief Technology Officer here at SureFi. And I'd like to welcome you to this recap of the What's New at SureFi webinar. This is going to be a quarterly webinar that we do to introduce the new products and new services that SureFi will be introducing. I'm excited to share with you today some of the new things that we've done in the past couple months and to talk about where we're going to be going in the future. So let's get started.
First is our line of wire replacement bridges. Second is our complete solution kits. And third is our assessment tools. We have a wide range of wire replacement bridges available on the market right now. They can be broken down into our access control, which includes our Wiegand and our Wiegand Pro bridges, our relay control, which include our Relay Pro, and our Relay Low Voltage. And then we have our industrial control bridges, which include HVAC, analog, and our serial data. Today I want to focus on the Pro bridges. The first Pro bridge I want to talk about today is our SureFi Relay Pro. This bridge came about from feedback that we had gotten from installers that required better relays, more relays. And so what we decided to do is we created a bridge that had 8 relays going each direction. It comes with 2 Form C mechanical relays, which are rated at 5 amps at 220 or 250 volts AC. It also comes with 5 Form C solid state relays, which are rated at 2 amps at 30 volts, and an additional Form A solid state relay. One of the neat things about this one is that the input power is a little bit more flexible than our original relay bridge. It can do 12 to 24 volts AC or DC. So it gives a lot of flexibility as far as where this can be installed and used. The next bridge I want to talk about is our Serial Pro bridge. This bridge is designed for low data rates of RS-232 or 485. The typical streaming rates that we can handle, it can go up to 1.2 kilobits per second, but typically it'll do about 300 bits per second under the standard settings that it comes shipped with. This system works great with event-driven serial data. It has problems handling polling of data, which a lot of access control systems do right now, is where they're continually transmitting at a pretty high data rate. Even though the data packets are small, the fact that it does it, a couple times a second kind of makes it so it's not compatible with our Serial Pro bridge. That being said, we do have an 8 kilobyte input buffer on it, so that as data comes in, we're able to buffer that up and send it out as quickly as we possibly can. This bridge comes with 2 sets of relays going each direction. It can be configured for supervised inputs on the relay input lines. And it has a link status relay so that you can use a relay to determine whether or not it's got a good signal connection with the remote side. And we really see the Serial Pro bridges as a platform for developing additional bridges on top of that. It's not going to work with high data rates. You're never going to be able to stream audio or video across this particular bridge, but it's good for low data rates, event-driven serial communication. The next one I want to talk about is our Wiegand Pro bridge. This is an extension of the Wiegand bridge and utilizes some of the techniques and some of the hardware that we developed with the serial data bridge. So it works with any Wiegand protocol up to 256 bits. So that'll include your CAT cards for military. It'll also work with some encrypted Wiegand protocols that are proprietary to particular access control systems. It has 1 Wiegand input. It has 2 relay outputs going each direction. On the remote side, they can be configured as wet or dry, just like our existing Wiegand bridge. Just like our existing Wiegand bridge, it has the request to exit, door monitor input. But this one can be also configured for supervised inputs, just like the Serial Pro bridge. And this is a request that we've gotten a lot of for some access control systems requiring supervised inputs on the lines that go out to the controllers. That kind of rounds up the pro bridges that I wanted to talk about today. The next thing we want to talk about is our complete solutions kits from SureFi. So we've got a range of solution kits which are really designed to help the installation go smoothly and have really everything that you need in order to get that installation taken care of. So the kits that we have right now are our compact 12-volt door kit, our commercial door kit, which comes in the 1 and 2 door varieties, our portable access point, our forklift kit, our solar kit, which comes in the 50 and 100 watt varieties, and our emergency egress kit. I'm just going to talk about a couple of these today. The first one is our compact door kit. Compact door kit is a complete solution for doors and provides 12-volt power at that door. It includes one DS004 Wiegand bridge and can be designed to connect to local power anywhere from 85 to 305 volts AC. So you can plug that directly into your 110 line and be able to source the power off of that. It comes with a 12-volt power supply, which can source up to 5 amps. It has a 12-volt DC battery charger and UPS wiring in there. It doesn't come with a battery, but it does come with all the connectors and everything that you need for that. It also has a wiring block inside so that it makes it really quick and easy to connect. The SureFi is already connected, and you just need to run your wires in and connect it to the simple terminal block there. The portable access point really came into being as a need for a kit that can make an access point anywhere. At the beginning of COVID, when contact tracing started, a lot of companies contacted us to see if there was a way that we could integrate a keypad with a battery into their existing access control system. And so that's really where this came up. It also includes a DS004 Wiegand bridge. It has a basic Wiegand keypad on the front of the enclosure, and it runs off a battery for all day use. There's space in there for a battery. It doesn't come shipped with one, but you wire it up. It's got all the charging circuitry that's needed to make sure that when you plug it in at night, it'll charge, and then you can run it all day off of that battery. But really, it's designed to connect to any existing access control system without having to run wire or dig a trench out to whatever access point that you're setting up. And it really is portable. You can take it anywhere on site, on a campus, without having a permanent structure there. The next kit I want to talk about is our solar power kit. This is a kit really designed to set access control to places where you just really can't run wire, even power wire. And so it comes in the 50 and 100 watt power options. Like all of our other kits, it comes with a DS004 Wiegand bridge. It has the standard MC4 to DC converter. So that MC4 is the connector that comes off of most solar panels, and then it converts it into the DC line. It comes with a NEMA 4 rated latched enclosure, so it's a nice weatherproof enclosure there for you. It has a 10 or a 30 amp charge controller. It is used to charge the battery for the kit so that it can run, obviously, when the sun's not up. It has internal space for up to a 15 amp hour battery. That's a large enough enclosure and a large enough battery to be able to supply what the SureFi needs in order to do that. The next kit I want to talk about is our emergency egress kit. This kit utilizes our relay low voltage system, and it's really designed so that it can unlock any connected door at the push of a button or a relay input for that matter. The base kit comes with a relay low voltage system 1-to-1, but it can be configured so you can connect up to 8 different access points in what we call a handshake mode. That handshake mode is essentially has the acknowledgements built in to make sure that every single transmit is actually received by the endpoints, and that it'll do retries if it can't reach one of those endpoints. It can do up to 8 of those in that handshake mode. We also have another mode called broadcast mode, which essentially the controller just sends out this signal. It doesn't wait for acknowledgements and it doesn't retry, but it will send it out to really an unlimited number of low voltage endpoints in order to send that signal out. And so you can essentially connect an unlimited number of those. This particular kit, we custom configure it to order. If you have those needs to be able to send out, if you've got 5 of them, we will put together the kit for you and it'll come really ready to go from the factory. The next thing I want to talk about today is our assessment tools. Right now, we have one assessment tool, but we are planning on building more out in the future. The first one we have is our retrofit assessment tool for access control. This is really designed to be a universal tool to help identify Wiegand protocol and troubleshoot problems with any Wiegand-based access control system. With the Surefy app and the retrofit assessment tool, you can send and receive Wiegand data. You can test the voltage lines for the D0, D1 and make sure that those are within the required range. And that's typically a problem that we've noticed and that we've got a lot of feedback on is when installing Wiegand, needing to make sure that those line voltages are up where they're supposed to be. You can confirm relay states with this tool, make sure that the relays are triggered when they're supposed to be. And as I mentioned, this is not specifically designed to work with just Surefy Wiegand bridges, but this is designed to work with any Wiegand-based access control system, and you can help identify problems and troubleshoot problems during your install. The next assessment tool that Surefy is going to be releasing is the retrofit assessment tool for serial data. And this is designed to be able to identify RS-232 or 485 data, be able to detect the baud rate, to be able to determine how much data is being transferred, and make sure really all that the lines are correctly configured. This is coming soon. We are currently working on it. It is in development. We see it as a great tool to be able to determine really the capabilities of the serial data bridge and seeing if it'll work with specific applications that installers are looking for. Now, all of our bridges come factory paired, really plug and play, ready to install. But in the case that you do need to configure stuff and troubleshoot, our Surefy mobile app is there both in the Apple Store as well as the Google Play Store. And we continually to make improvements on the Surefy app. This is something that is an ongoing project. We'll make improvements, add features as we see that they get needed. But really, it becomes a tool to be able to troubleshoot and to provide feedback to Surefy for improvements on the bridges. Well, let's talk about what's in the near future. We're continually making refinements on existing products. To give you a good example of something like this, the Surefy Wiegand bridge that we currently have is probably in its 6th or 7th iteration. Although the form factor doesn't change, the hookups don't change. We've changed a lot underneath on the board itself. We've added buffers to prevent damage if wiring is done incorrectly. And we've really done these refinements based off the feedback that we've received from installers, as well as when we do receive an RMA, we document what the problems are, what caused that problem, and we come up with solutions to make it so that those problems won't happen in the future. And so we're continually refining and improving our existing products to make them more reliable, be able to get the best performance out of them. We're excited for our Access Pro bridge. So this bridge is something that we've been working on for a while. And what this does is it really builds off of the Serial Pro bridge, and it's designed to be customized for specific access control systems. We're working with several partners right now to be able to come up with a wireless solution for their access control systems. So the Access Pro bridge, we're hoping will be able to be field configured for a particular access control system. As we work with manufacturers, we'll be able to release new versions that will be able to be compatible with additional and more access control systems moving forward. We're hoping to release this later end of this year as we work with these specific manufacturers. We're going to continue to develop additional kits that will help ease installation, to make it easier. And as we get feedback from installers as far as what these kits will include, that's what we're looking at developing for that. As I mentioned, the assessment tool for Serial Pro, that should be coming out as well pretty soon. And underlying everything, our core technology is our radio. And we're continuing to make improvements on that radio technology. We will be refining it and making improvements really to try and get the best range, the best reliability, and really the best product that we can out to our customers. So I'd like to take a minute and answer some of the questions that we get frequently asked. One question that we get asked regularly is, can I add an external antenna? And the answer to that is no. We spend a lot of time in engineering our module. It has an onboard helical antenna, and that's the only antenna that's required to get the range and the reliability that we have. The board itself has been engineered and fine-tuned for that. So adding an external antenna will actually reduce the signal strength and the reliability of the SureFi unit. And so we don't have that as an option. What happens if one of my units goes bad in the field? As I mentioned with the SureFi app, it's designed for field configuration. So you can unpair a bridge and you can replace one side, a unit from another one. Most of the time, you can work with a distributor that you purchase the bridge through, or work directly with SureFi. And in some cases, a particular system will qualify for an advanced replacement, and we can ship those out. And then you would just do an RMA on the unit that went bad in the field. Can I have two Wiegand keypads connect to a single Wiegand or Wiegand Pro bridge? The answer to this is in most cases, yes. Just the way that Wiegand works, you can technically have two keypads or readers or whatever type of Wiegand device you have wired up in parallel. The only problem with that is that the SureFi unit's not going to know which keypad or reader it was connected to. On the controller side, it's not going to be able to distinguish between which keypad. So you can have the two keypads in there, but you won't be able to distinguish which one actually received the command. Can I have multiple endpoints connect to a single controller? With very few exceptions, the answer to this is no. And the real reason for that is most of our bridges are simple wire replacements. So for every wire you have going in on one side, you're going to have a wire going out on the other side. Wiegand data itself is not addressed. So the data that's being passed across it does not identify which keypad it's coming from. And so in a typical Wiegand system, you have a wire input for every single endpoint that you have. And so the same thing exists with the SureFi. For every wire you have going in, you're going to have one going out. The exception to this is going to be the HVAC and the relay low voltage, both of which can handle up to 8 endpoints in communication that way. Does SureFi work with OSDP and other access control protocols like MyFair, OpenPath, or Wavelengths? Currently, right now, the Serial Pro Bridge is not compatible with OSDP or those other protocols. But as I mentioned, with the Access Pro Bridge that is currently in development, we are working with several manufacturers to be able to work with their proprietary protocols for access control. And our goal is also to have a standalone OSDP bridge as well, or an OSDP mode of that access control bridge. So like I said, that's currently in development, and we are continuing to work on that, and hopefully we'll have something this year. Have you ever thought about doing voice or video? Yes, we have, but it's not going to happen with the current version of our radio module. We just can't handle the data rates that are required for voice or video. Well, I'd like to thank you for your time today. At SureFi, we're always trying to innovate, come up with new products, new kits and solutions, really to help our customers, installers, at the end of the day, get the job done quickly and easily. If you have any questions or if you need more information about SureFi and its products, feel free to visit surefi.com, www.sure-fi.com, or call us at 1-844-787-3340. Thank you for your time. And again, as I mentioned at the beginning, this will be the first in a series of what's new at SureFi that we're going to do quarterly.